Have you ever felt completely alone in a crowded room? Have you ever had to hide your tears behind a bright smile? Is it possible to change the world without saying a single word? What does it truly mean to be happy when you have nothing at all? Life often feels like a silent movie. We move, we act, and we struggle. But sometimes words are not enough to explain our pain. We all look for a way to turn our sadness into something beautiful. Today, we look at a man who did exactly that. He became the most famous face in the world by showing us how to laugh through the rain. Hello, my dear friends. It is wonderful to see you again. Please, take a moment to settle in. Find a comfortable chair. Let your shoulders relax. This is your time to rest. This is your time to learn. Today, we are practicing our English through the power of storytelling. Stories help us remember words because they touch our emotions. We are not just learning vocabulary. We are learning about the human spirit. We are learning how to be brave. If you find peace and value in these stories, please subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to keep creating this quiet space. It helps English learners everywhere. Now, let us step back in time. Let us walk through the foggy streets of old London. We are looking for a small boy. This boy would one day make the whole world laugh. This is the amazing story of Charlie Chaplin. Our story begins in London over 100 years ago. The air was cold. The streets were filled with dark smoke. A small boy named Charlie lived in a very poor neighborhood. Life was not kind to him. His family had very little food. His home was often dark and quiet. Charlie's mother was a singer, but she became very ill. His father was not there to help them. At a very young age, Charlie had to go to a workhouse. A workhouse was a place for people with no money. It was a hard place for a child. He felt the sting of poverty every single day. He felt the cold wind through his thin clothes. But Charlie had a secret gift. Even when he was hungry, he watched people. He watched how they walked. He watched how they moved their hats. He saw the funny side of being sad. He realized something important. If you can laugh at your problems, they lose their power. He found a small light in a very dark room. Imagine a small, thin boy standing on a street corner. He is wearing old shoes. His coat is much too big for him. But in his eyes, there is a spark. He is not just a poor boy. He is an artist waiting for his stage. He learned to dance to forget his hunger. He used his imagination to build a palace out of shadows. He was poor, but his mind was rich with stories. Charlie spent many hours walking the gray streets. He saw many people who were sad. He saw many people who were sad. He saw many people who were tired. He decided that he wanted to help them. He did not have money to give them. He only had his talent. He started to perform on the street. He made people smile for a moment. That moment of happiness was like a warm fire in winter. It was small, but it was important. He knew that life was difficult. He knew that life was a struggle. But he also knew that laughter was a powerful tool. When Charlie was a teenager, he joined a group of actors. They traveled across the great ocean to America. This was called the land of opportunity. Charlie was nervous, but he was also very brave. He knew this was his chance to change his life. He wanted to leave the hunger behind. He wanted to find a place where his dreams could grow. In America, a new invention was becoming popular. This was the motion picture. These were movies with no sound. There were no voices. There were no loud noises. Actors had to tell stories using only their bodies. They used their faces to show love and fear. Charlie was perfect for this. He understood that a look can say more than 1,000 words. He understood the language of the heart. One day, Charlie went into a dressing room. He wanted to create a character that people would remember. He wanted something unique. He picked up a pair of very large pants. He put on a coat that was too small. He found a tall hat and a bamboo cane. Finally, he added a small black mustache. He looked in the mirror and saw someone new. He walked out of the room as the Little Tramp. He looked like a gentleman, but he was poor. He had nothing, but he had great dignity. The director of the movie started to laugh. The cameraman started to laugh. At that moment, Charlie knew he had found something special. He had found a way to show the world his own past. He turned his struggle into a character everyone could love. He was a symbol of hope. He was a symbol of the common man. But something unexpected was about to happen. He was about to become the most famous man on earth. People everywhere loved the Little Tramp. They saw themselves in his struggle. They saw their own dreams in his eyes. He was no longer a poor boy from London. He was a star. But fame brings its own problems. Fame is like a bright light that can also burn. As Charlie became famous, the world began to change. He was now a wealthy man. He lived in big houses, but he never forgot where he came from. He never forgot the cold streets of London. This caused a struggle inside his heart. He felt like he belonged to two different worlds. The world was moving toward a dark time. Wars were starting. Leaders were becoming greedy. Charlie wanted to use his movies to talk about important things. He made a movie called The Kid. It showed the love between a poor man and an orphan. People cried because they felt the truth. But some powerful people did not like this. They did not want Charlie to show the ugly side of life. They wanted movies to be simple and happy. The biggest struggle came when movies started to have sound. People wanted to hear actors talk. They told Charlie, the Little Tramp must speak. But Charlie was afraid. He believed that silence was a universal language. Everyone in Japan, Brazil, and France could understand a smile. If he spoke English, he might lose his connection to the world. He might lose the magic of silence. He felt a deep emotional pain. Should he change who he was to stay popular? Or should he stay silent and risk being forgotten? It is hard to stay true to yourself when everyone is shouting. Have you ever felt pressured to be someone you are not? Charlie felt this pressure every day. He was a silent man in a very loud world. He felt like a bird that was being told how to fly. He wanted to follow his own heart. But the world was changing fast. The conflict grew deeper as the years went by. He faced many problems with the government. They thought his ideas were dangerous. They thought he was too interested in the lives of poor people. He felt like he was being hunted. He was a man of peace in a world of war. He was a man of love in a world of hate. He had to make a choice. He had to decide what kind of artist he wanted to be. Charlie chose to stay silent for a long time. He made movies like City Lights and Modern Times. These movies showed how difficult life was for workers. He showed that humans were becoming like machines. He used his fame to stand up for the little person. He became a hero for those who had no voice. He showed that even in a world of machines, the human spirit can survive. Eventually, he decided it was time to speak. In his movie The Great Dictator, he played a character who looked like a cruel leader. But he was not a leader. He was a barber. At the end of the film, Charlie looked directly into the camera. He spoke for several minutes. He spoke about peace. He spoke about kindness. He spoke about love. His voice was strong. His message was clear. He transformed from a simple comedian into a voice for humanity. He used his fame for a message. He realized that his purpose was not just to make people laugh. His purpose was to make them think. He stopped being just an actor. He became a philosopher. He was no longer afraid of the sound of his own voice. He knew that he had something important to say. He moved to Switzerland to find peace. He lived in a beautiful house surrounded by green grass. He was no longer the hungry boy from London. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a legend. He had transformed his childhood pain into a gift for everyone. He found the peace he had been searching for since he was a child. He realized that life was a journey of learning. Every obstacle was a lesson. Every tear was a part of his story. What is the big lesson of Charlie Chaplin's life? He believed that a day without laughter is a day wasted. He knew that life is difficult. He knew that life is difficult. He knew that life has many shadows, but he also knew that laughter is the best medicine. It is the bridge that connects us all. His big discovery was that kindness is more important than being clever. In a world of machines, we need human warmth. Charlie used the Little Tramp to show us a secret. Even if you have holes in your shoes, you can have a heart of gold. You do not need money to be a good person. You only need a kind heart. He also showed us the power of not giving up. He started with nothing. He faced many critics. But he never stopped creating. He used his mind to build a career that lasted 70 years. He reminds us that our past does not define our future. We can take our darkest memories and paint them with hope. We can turn our struggles into our strengths. Do you have a dream that feels too big? Do you feel like you are struggling alone? Remember Charlie. Remember that your struggle can become your strength. Every tear you cry can become a smile for someone else. This is the beauty of being human. We are all connected by our emotions. We are all part of the same story. Charlie taught us that silence is a gift. Sometimes we talk too much. Sometimes we do not listen enough. In silence, we can find our true selves. In silence, we can hear the whispers of our hearts. He used silence to reach the whole world. He showed us that love has no language. Kindness has no borders. Today, we still see the image of the man with the cane and the hat. He is the king of silent films. His movies are still watched in every country. He taught us how to communicate across borders. He proved that a smile is the same in every language. His movies are timeless. They speak to the young and the old. His legacy is a reminder to be gentle. He showed us that the most powerful thing you can do is make a child laugh. He proved that you do not need a loud voice to have a big impact. Sometimes the quietest people are the ones who change the world the most. He was a small man with a giant heart. When you feel sad, remember Charlie's face. Remember how he tripped over his own feet, but always got back up. He reminds us that it is okay to be clumsy. It is okay to be different. It is okay to fail. As long as you keep your dignity, you will be okay. He left us a world that is a little bit brighter. He showed us that even in the dark, there is always light. His influence is everywhere. Every actor who uses their body to tell a story owes something to Charlie. Every comedian who finds humor in sadness is following in his footsteps. He was a pioneer. He was a visionary. He saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. He saw a world of peace. He saw a world of joy. We have reached the end of Charlie's long walk. I hope his story touched your heart today. History is not just about wars. It is about the people who taught us how to be human. Charlie Chaplin was one of those people. He was a light in a dark world. As you go back to your life, try to find a reason to smile. Even if things are difficult, remember the man in the big shoes. Remember that laughter is a bridge. It connects you to others. It connects you to yourself. Your journey in learning English is just like Charlie's journey. It takes courage. It takes practice. Sometimes you might feel a little lost, but if you keep going, you will find your voice. You will find your stage. Learning English is more than just words. It is about understanding different stories. It is about connecting with people from different lands. Like Charlie, you are a traveler. You are exploring a new world. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Your story is important. Your voice matters. Thank you for listening so closely. It means a lot to have you here in our community. I am very proud of your progress in English. You are doing something amazing. Now I want to know your thoughts. What did you learn from Charlie's story today? Do you think it is possible to tell a big story without words? Have you ever felt like the little tramp in your own life? Please tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Your words inspire me to keep writing. Your stories make this channel special. Please subscribe and share this video with a friend. Let us grow this peaceful community together. Let us help more people learn English through stories. Be kind to yourself today. Take a deep breath. You are doing a great job. Until our next story, Goodbye for now, my friends.